Today, we're gonna fly like a butterfly and sting the tracks like a bee. That's right, we'll be driving the Dodge Coronet Super Bee in 1970. Dodge's choice of an affordable muscle car, a star that made appearances in many movies and music videos, and carrier of the infamous Stag Bee badge. Its origins stem from the Dodge styling office when Dodge Division General Manager Robert McCurry requested a car that was similar to the Plymouth Roadrunner. That is the reason why people compare the Roadrunner and the Super Bee so much. Both cars were built in the same chassis. The B comes from the B chassis that was used by Chrysler to build mid-sized cars, which is the basis of both the Super Bee and the Roadrunner. However, instead of the Super Bee becoming just a mere copycat of the Plymouth, it excelled against it. It has a Hurst Competition Plus shifter with a Hurst linkage, which is tons better than the Plymouth Roadrunner's more affordable choice of transmission. It also features 3 engine options out of the factory, a 383 Magnum making 335 horsepower and a 426 Hemi making 425 horsepower. Later on it was also added a 446 pack option, which is the most famous one, especially because sometimes the car is referred as a 440, like in Childish Gambino's Bonfire. However, since it was featured in the end life of the Super Bee production, it didn't sell as much as the other options. The version which Forza has features the 426 Hemi engine, but it would be much more desirable if we could drive the 440 version. All these options made the Super Bee better than the Roadrunner, but it was more expensive as well, but it was worth the money. The Super Bee carries its legacy of an affordable muscle car till today, as seen in its latest 2014 model, the Super Bee SRT8, and will exemplify its legacy today in driving passion. Despite having a similar body to the Roadrunner for its first 3 years in production, in 1970 it got a major overhaul in its look. It's now even better. The front is composed of the car's signature feature, the Bumblebee Wings grille bumper composition. Double headlights in its side, the Stag Bee badge in die-cast between the wings and a little splitter. Up above there's a rain charger hood that collects air through the scoops to the carburetor, which also includes a cute little Hemi badge in its scoop. Its body shape, especially around the driver's area, is pretty similar to the Dodge Charger, but its wheelbase and width are different from other models. The rear fenders are decorated with the iconic Bumble stripe that as well included the Stag Bee badge. The rear has tail lights that resemble a lot of cars like the Cuda in its first models or the Roadrunner. The interior is fitted with black leather on the seats, dark trims and upper dash. The dash is made of wood similar to chestnut. The tachometer and the speedometer is taken from the Dodge Charger, which adds some nice fun fact factor to it. Mixing all of these elements of the Roadrunner gives the Super Bee the look of the role model of muscle car design. This is a car that could be easily attached to a main character of a crime-fighting movie, set in either Chicago or Detroit, with some steely-eyed actor at the helm. But this car isn't just made for looks. When you think of a rear-wheel drive car with plenty of power, they instantly think insatiable wheel spin and slippery cornering. However, this car doesn't represent that. It's quite stable. You can kick the car into a power slide without losing much stability or speed. But you see, though the car is stable, it doesn't necessarily mean it corners well. Actually, if you don't time your corner entry and braking, well my friend, the only fate for you is to understeer into the unknown. As a car fan in an era where hydraulic driving systems weren't a thing, you can probably tell that it isn't going to take sharp corners well. But it doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of potential. If the problem is handling ability, just give the OGs a new pair of legs, because he already is a soldier at heart running for a fight. It's a battle machine ready to pull up a competition. Even though we're not using the top-of-the-line version of this car, the 426 does the job with furious intent. It's imposing, to the point that even the idle sound shows that the car is ready to blast off. But where is the fun in standing still? Look, your Super B is all set to go. The power down the line is impressive, to the point where you reach 100 km an hour as soon as you hit the second gear, and it just won't stop there. It keeps climbing and climbing, reaching the top of its power at 5000 RPM, the red line is at 7500. However, what's more impressive is that it has a higher top speed than most of the cars of its era. The Coronet was born in a time where usable power in the quarter mile is the only power you needed. Therefore, its competitors will never see past the 200 km barrier. Forward thinking was put into the Super B. It tops out at 259 km an hour, and with a new transmission and a couple of power upgrades, it can easily reach the 300 km an hour mark. But sadly, all the jazz can easily go to waste as the rear of the car lifts very often, making wheel spin more than necessary. But it can be easily countered if you got the skills to control your car. Overall, the engine lives up to its fame and has great potential. Remember when I said that all the G's needed was just a new pair of working legs? Well, just give him that and a couple of other upgrades as well. Now he's running better than ever. The new suspension setup made him fly around the corners like a bee around a rose field with a soft suspension setup with a little bias to the rear. But you see, his newfound agility is all from the magic of fine-tuning. A lip spoiler and splitter were added, so not only can it turn well, but it can also handle its bump with caution around weight transfers, which helps a lot, I might say. Instead of putting sport tires like I did in the Buick GSX, I gave this car racing tires, because the sport ones weren't doing the Super B's justice in the grip department. Sometimes only worsening the understeer, which is the thing we're trying to dodge in this build, and the weight was brought down to an impressive 1222 kilograms. The engine isn't tuned to the max, but it's pretty close. I kept it in A so I could bring the best of the engine out without falling to the brutal temptation of forced induction, and even without such things like a supercharger or turbocharger, it still hauls ass and produces a great sound to the sweepback on a 535 horsepower. But how can we use this power without putting in a new transmission? Well, we did. Now the car has 6 gears with meticulously calculated ratios, and the gear shift is faster than ever. It manages to do a 11 seconds and 612 milliseconds in a quarter mile. Surprisingly, its 0 to 100 is lower than the GSX, but why that? Despite the Super B having 15 horsepower more than the GSX, the Buick having 512 horsepower, and also weighing 218 kilograms less than it has less torque, which in a quarter mile is extremely crucial. But does that mean it's slow on the track? No, instead it speeds on the GSX's face and stomps its foot on it. With a time of 2 minutes 16 seconds and 985 milliseconds in Suzuka, it's almost 3 seconds a lap quicker than the GSX, and all that performance will be shown now at the build lap. Hope you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more, and tell me in the comments how you like this car. Did you love it or did you hate it? See you in the next video of Driving Passion.